5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Cal Banyan. Cal Banyan's Hypnosis Center on calbanyan.com. Oh my God, this is probably one of the most important hypnosis training videos I've ever put out. Here we go. Remember, yes, they are trying to control your mind and what you can do about it to be happy and successful. Yes, they are trying to control your mind and what you can do about it to be happy and successful. All right, let's get into this. I am super stoked about this video because I think it's something that's going to reach out. Now, the name of my program is Hypnosis, Cal Banyan's Hypnosis, etc. And this is going to be mostly about suggestibility, which is a key component of hypnosis. Let me get right into it. Oh, by the way, I'm known as the authority on hypnosis that works. I've got 25 years in the hypnosis profession full-time. I've got over 500 hypnosis training videos. I think this is probably like number 593, and they're all on calbanyan.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's just a few of my videos here. All of them are available on calbanyan.com. Let's see here. My training schedule is also on calbanyan.com. I have a hypnosis certification super course, NGH approved, coming up in November of 2021 this year. All right, let's see here. Yes, there is a plot to control your mind with hypnosis and what you can do about it. Pass this to your friends and share, because I want to help everybody to be aware of this plot that's going on. It's really a plot. Literally trillions of dollars every year are being spent to control how you feel, what you think, and what you do. And I'm going to show you what you can do about it so that you can be happy and successful and not fall prey to these evil doers. All right, let's see here. This is an extension of the video I started on 592, hypnosis, meditation, and affirmation. What hypnosis professionals need to know, the difference. All right, let's see. So let me just do a quick little tiny bit of a refresh from last time. I talked about three things: hypnosis, meditation, and affirmation. And I want to make sure you've got this all clear. It all has to do with suggestibility, how suggestible someone is. All right. Hypnosis is defined as a heightened state of suggestibility. Human beings are always suggestible to varying degrees. But when a hypnotist works with you, he or she does what's called a hypnotic induction to cause you to become more suggestible so that you can receive the suggestions or experience the techniques that are needed to get you from where you were to where you want to be. So hypnosis is a heightened state of suggestibility. Affirmation. Affirmation works with normal suggestibility. Like I said, human beings are always suggestible, and I'm going to get into this suggestibility thing in just a moment. Hypnosis is a heightened state of suggestibility brought about with trance. Affirmation is normal suggestibility, no trance. Meditation is trance without a heightened state of suggestibility. Everyone goes to the hypnotist really to change themselves, what they think and how they feel. And the hypnotist does that through a heightened state of suggestibility. Affirmation, just saying positive statements to yourself over time, can help you to be more positive, actually change your behaviors, how you feel, but it's very slow because you don't have the heightened state of suggestibility. Meditation, nobody does meditation to go into a heightened state of suggestibility. Nobody does meditation to become hypnotized. It does have trance, but typically we do it to focus on relaxation, or to maybe some theological reason, like to focus on a deity or Om or something like that. All right. Let me talk just a little bit about suggestibility, because it's key to everything you need to know. Okay. Human beings are always suggestible. Now, within the normal range of suggestibility, The non-hypnotic ranges, they are varying levels of suggestibility. We tend to be more suggestible to people who are in authority, people who are experts, people we know, like, and trust. For example, if you're not feeling well, you'll go to the doctor because you're afraid that, you're sick and it could get worse. Ooh, an interesting word there. Afraid, fear. I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. Okay, so we go to the doctor who's an expert. We are open to their suggestions. They give us a prescription or they recommend some other kind of therapy, like a physical therapy or whatever. And then we comply with that. And especially if we're not a medical profession ourselves. If the doctor says you've got XY problem and X, Y, and Z is going to happen, and you're a non-medical professional, you accept that as the truth, gospel. But if you're a doctor or other medical professional, there's some level of skepticism there. You go, well, that's one opinion. I'm gonna do some. But in my training, I know that that may not necessarily be true, and so I'm going to do some additional research. So that suggestion given by the doctor is not quite so powerful if you have medical training. But if you're a complete non-medical person, then you don't have the ability to be skeptical as much or to reject those suggestions if you don't like them. Okay. So another thing that was really important was that this person has a high level of authority. We are more suggestible to people who are in authority. Another thing that happens there is we have a feeling of fear. When we are in an emotional state, then we are more likely to accept suggestions. In fact, emotional states heighten our state of suggestibility. Emotional states in and of themselves can induce hypnosis, a heightened state of suggestibility. All right, let me check my notes here and say, ooh, you know what? So we have people in high authority. We're more suggestible to them. Then there's people we know, like, and trust. They have a good track record. We're more open to them. For example, if we have a mother, father, or grandmother, grandfather who are an expert in something and they have a really good track history of being truthful to you, then what's going to happen is you're going to be more suggestible to them. Another thing, now this is still within the range of normal suggestibility. Then there's people that you just feel like you know. And people we feel like we know that we don't know are like movie stars, television actors, sports people. And that's why advertisers will grab those people, doctors and other people that we think we know, like, and trust. Okay. So we have normal suggestibility. Now, if we're already an expert in that field, we have some level of ability to reject, to be skeptical. All right. The protective part of our conscious mind or subconscious mind or unconscious mind go, I don't know if I'm ready to swallow that suggestion, hook, line, and sinker, right? All right. So here we go. How do they pull us in? Now, there's two main groups I'm going to talk to you about that do mind control. I want you to realize, because this realization is one of your biggest defenses, is that literally trillions of dollars are being spent to control you, what you think, how you feel, what you do. And they do it out of two main reasons: to make money or to get power. All right. So let's start off with get money first. The most obvious get money is advertisements on TV. Okay. So you watch an advertisement over and over and over again, and that repetition in a normal state of suggestibility can get that message in, get that want, get that desire in. But another thing that they do is they use authority figures. If it's a diet or a health product, sure enough, they've got that doctor there, got the stethoscope around his or her neck, and then at the bottom of the screen says 9 out of 10 doctors recommend whatever their product is. Now, so they'll use this authority figure along with fear. Are you feeling bad? Are you not? Don't you have the energy you used to be? Are you concerned about your health or your weight or your vitality, and they get you into that scared state and they go, well, there's good news. And then they use that authority figure to recommend their product. Or they use someone you think like, or trust. And so it'll be someone from a movie or someone from a television program, or it'll be a sports figure. All right. They go, you might not know me, but I've won so many Olympic medals. Okay. And so that's why they're doing that. They're working with normal suggestibility, maybe heightened a little bit by using some fear. But the good thing is, we know that they're just trying to sell us something. So our awareness is up, our guard is up, but they just hammer it in over and over and over, so that when you get in the grocery store, the Tide soap just looks a little bit better than the generic soap. Okay. It could be made by the same people, but they've made you trust it more through this repeated advertising. Okay. The worst is politics and politicians. They are the worst, because a lot of times we don't have the same kind of guard up against them. What do they want? They want, now, obviously, they're not all 100% bad. They want to do some good things, but they can't do the good things unless they have power and money. Power and money. And so what they will do is they will buy advertising, right? And then they will do all kinds of different things to get money and power. Now, amazing thing has happened. A dreadful thing has happened. Please don't hate me for being the bearer of bad news. But one of the worst things that's happened is the 24-hour news network. Now, believe me, these news networks know all this stuff. They are experts at manipulation. And these news networks, what they do is they study the populations that they service, and they want to keep you. News networks, they use fear, and they use advertising to get you in a place where you're coming back, watching over and over again. So the mildest form of this is the weatherman. Okay, the weatherman says, hey, I got some bad news. We may be having some bad weather coming up next week. And so I'll let you know right after this commercial break. So then you watch the commercial break, and he comes back and tells you whether or not there's going to be some bad weather. So use fear to get you to tune in. But it's much worse than that. What has happened over the years is we have networks that their population that they serve either leans right or leans left. And what does that do? Well, they will use fear to keep you tuned in. They'll say, yo, you got to watch out what's happening. Those lefties or those righties are doing this, and they're trying to take away this, or they're trying to get away with that. And then they'll have people on that like, or trust. So the left or the right, they'll have people that their population tends to vote for. Now, when those people come on, we want to believe them. We voted them in. We're already kind of leaning that way. And so when they start talking, we are much more suggestible to them. And then it's worse than that. We will have commentaries, and we will have these politicians and other talking heads demonize the other side. There's two main things they do to demonize or to idiotize the other side. They'll take someone from the other side who's like crazy or cuckoo or violent, and then they'll try to paint the entire side, left or right, as being that way. And so what they're doing? Oh my gosh, the country is going crazy, and those leftists or those rightists are trying to ruin our country, trying to rob you. They're trying to rob you of your human rights, or your gun rights, or your religious rights, or your whatever rights. And that, through fear, they get you tuned in again at their channel so that they can feed you more fear. And then what? The solution is to keep electing in people who are on your side. Another thing that is happening is they understand to the minutest detail who's tuning in, your political leanings, your religious leanings, what kind of work you do, what kind of income you have. And then what they do is they take that knowledge and they get, and the numbers of the people that are viewing the shows to get paid by advertisers who have a need to sell to that population. For example, if it's a television show that mostly appeals to retirees, then what's going to happen? Then they're going to have retirees come in and they're going to have commercials that appeal to retirees. Um, I may have mentioned this before, but a good example is the other day I was watching and there was a commercial on there about, are you worried about the economic situation of the world? Are you worried about your investments? Are you worried about inflation? Well, if you're not, you should be. And so they bring up the fear, and then say, well, gold or silver has been a solution for guaranteeing wealth for a long, long time. So over and over, they do this. They know the statistics on each population. They turn one side against the other. They demonize each side. They use the outliers from each side to generalize and say that's the way the whole side is. And they are actually dividing the country more than anything. And what we want to do is be aware of it. And what we want to do is be happy and successful. And the way we can be happy and successful is we've got to do at least two things. One is we got to be aware of what's going on. We just got to be aware of what's going on. Because if you are aware, then the protective part of you is like up front and it's watching and noticing how these manipulation techniques are going on. Okay. How like things are scripted and you have, everybody on the news channel saying the same talking points. That shows how they're appealing to a particular population and trying to divide this group from this group. All right, so awareness, be aware of what's going on. Number two is what I call gold in for gold out. So what we got to do first is we got to stop the garbage input, limit it, and then first of all, be aware that it's there and then begin to limit it best we can, limit it. This idea comes from computer science long, long time ago when they first came out with computers. They found out that if you put garbage input into a computer, you get garbage output. And they came up with the saying, garbage in for garbage out. Well, I turn that around. We want a golden life. We want happiness and success and love, and we want to make a difference and build the kind of life we want, a golden life. The way we can have a golden life is by limiting the garbage, get rid of the manipulation, and bring in the golden input. Golden input. Think about what you want. What kind of person do you want to be? Do you want to be active? Do you want to be informed? Do you want to be successful in your business? What is it that you want? What's the person you want to be? You can program yourself for success with golden input. Once you know what you want, even if it's just the vaguest idea, you're better off than the person that's just being swept away with the mind control that's going on in the media. Okay, what you do is watch, listen, read to golden input. Watch, listen, read to golden input. Watch positive videos and programs. Everything in the world is on YouTube, for example, and other video sources. Dial and do searches for things that you want. Do you want to be a better public speaker? Do you want to be a better hypnosis professional? What is it that you want? Do you want to be physically in better shape? Then what you want to do is watch those kind of videos. There's also podcasts that are just audio. Watch, listen, read. And then you can read books on these kinds of things. As a regular amount of at least 60, 70% of your input should be positive to even begin to have an impact on all the negative input that's around you. All right, so watch, listen, read. That's golden input. but there's the best golden input. The best golden input is by subscription. Great books are golden, but the problem is they have page one and they have the last page. After they're done, they're done. I mean, you could read it again and probably get more out of it the second time, but unless it's like the Bible or some other sacred text, you're not going to be reading it over and over for an entire lifetime. So you want to find sources that you can subscribe to. For example, if you find something on YouTube or on a particular website where stuff comes out on a regular basis, you can subscribe. And if there's already a huge amount of information already in that YouTube channel or on the website, a particular website, then you can just make a diet of every week consuming so much of that. For example, Banyan.com's got 593 videos on it. And if you're watching this a few weeks from now, there's going to be more. And next year, there's going to be more, God willing. And then what's going to happen is when you subscribe to my channel on YouTube, they'll let you know whenever I put a new video. But when you go to Banyan.com, you'll be able to have access to all of my free videos. Now, this is true for anything. You want to be a better golfer. You want to be a better cook. You want to be a better lover. You want to be better in business. You can subscribe, watch, listen, read. So this stuff just automatically shows up in your mailbox. I have been in my life very good at getting very good at stuff very fast. I didn't realize what I was doing until I stepped back and looked, what am I doing? Part of my personality was I'm extremely curious and I really love learning. And when I get into something, I'm like all in. And I became really, really good at hypnosis really, really fast because I went into this consumption of watch, listen, read. And then I learned about subscribing. And so if you subscribe to these channels, be it video, audio, or newsletters, which is reading, then what happens is even when you're not thinking about it, even when you're not in the mood, that stuff shows up. And so that you can have a steady diet of golden input, gold in for gold out. So that's how you have a golden life. You limit the negativity. You be aware that that negativity is out there and that they're trying to get your money, trying to get you to vote for so-and-so, get you to buy such and such, and they don't care about you. And decide who you want to be for your friends, your family, the kind of life you want to build. And then start seeking out golden input. Watch, listen, read, subscribe. All right, that's it. Speaking of golden input, if you want to be the best hypnotist you can be, I think one of the best things you can do is take my course, and that is the NGH-approved Banyan Hypnosis Certification Super Course, 7 days long with about 25 hours of pre-study so that when you get in the class, you hit the ground running. You got the basics already. You didn't have to sit through that in class. And then boom, we get right into the intermediate and advanced stuff. In my classes, you practice hypnosis every day. And I have it set up to where you can actually practice online hypnosis while you're in class too. We have exercises set up that you can learn in class, use in class, and then continue to use after class so that you can continue to build your confidence and skills after class. Like I said, my next class is November 14th. This year. And then I've also got next year scheduled. We have a class in January, April, July, and October. Limited seating. We always have early registration discounts, and all of our classes are hybrid. You can be in class, or you can be in class online. All right, that's it. Oh, I'm talked out. I hope you learned something. I want you to limit and be aware of the negativity out there and then purposely go out and seek golden input, and then you can have a golden life. All right, pass this on to your friends so that they can realize that, yes, they are trying to control your mind and what you can do about it so that you can be happy and successful. That's it. Banyan signing off.